So we got a Division 20 Anderson Silva. Honestly, haven't faced a very high level Anderson Silva just yet in this game. So I was like, why not just go Israel Adesanya? Because with Poetan, it's going to be a little bit harder to keep up with the speed of Anderson. He is Division 20, so I assume his Anderson Silva should be pretty good. One of the main weapons that I got to be worried about is the head kick, body kick dilemma, because the body kick of Anderson Silva is very fast and non-telegraphed, especially from his rear leg. So gotta watch out with those. The teeps. I believe he has bone saw too. I think so. I'm not sure. I haven't used Anderson too much. So definitely some knees and elbows. Gotta watch out for those as well. But in this first round, I'm really just trying to see what he likes throwing and trying to see what I can do to, outland him. I'm worried about more of winning the round and just figuring out what he likes to throw in the beginning. So that's why I like to use my smaller weapons. We were using some kicks there, but they weren't even set up with any combinations just yet. We're just, starting off very light just to try to get a read on what this player likes to do. This was actually captured from my stream. It was a really fun fight. Me and him were playing a very clean, technical fight. Pretty fun to test your skills against other really high-level players that don't really rely on no exploits or anything like that, and they're trying to play it like it's a new game, because that's what I like to do. I like to play this like it's UFC 6, not UFC 5 or anything like that at all. You see, he's already using that body kick to try to set up the head kick as well, so that is what I was concerned about, because it is a very fast animation. And since I already know he's going to be using teeps as well, we are going in and out the pocket with footsies, and as you can see, it makes him, whiff certain strikes because he does not know when we're going to commit to actually going into the pocket. See, we punish him right there. A little mental note, you see how he blocked my second body shot? It's not going to be smart for me to double up on the body too much on this fighter right here. Look at that, we ducked that and hit him with a nice lead hook counter. Major lunge away from that right there, make him whiff. For the most part, I think we landed the better strikes, and I think we landed more volume. So I think so far we are winning this first round right here. Oh, do with that. I'm surprised it didn't rock me or drop me, but thankfully it did not. I'm pretty sure we did win that round though. It was a pretty close round anyways, but we did a good amount to his stamina, working the body, punishing him, trying to chop up the legs of Anderson Silva as well. See, we made him miss another kick right there, and we just punished with small shots to the body. Trying to use Izzy's signature lunge as well. Here and there, we gotta be careful timing that against high-level opponents. It's not gonna be easy to just, spam those lunges, because you can get caught with something. They can set you up. Look at that. We actually go high with our kick because we've been kicking the body, punching the body for the most part. So he's a bit conditioned to block low or react low. So that's why I did a switch up right there. And even though it doesn't matter if he's Division 20 or just a high-level guy in ranked, you have to just switch up your offense. Don't be scared to switch up. At the end of the day, that's how we become better players and improve. We just gotta flow and trust our instincts in the game. If they are wrong, we learn from them and we adjust in future fights, but never let it make you scared to throw anything. I'm pretty sure Anderson Silva's flow state is something with counters. I could tell by how he's aggressively trying to sway, because I'm pretty sure it was. And then him, look, you see how he's forcing all the head movement? He's giving it away like what it is. So that's why I didn't really throw much. I just threw a kick or two. Look at that. He whiffs I think a head kick right there. And we tried to head kick counter him, but we were just like an inch or two away from landing it. Land a nice head kick right there, because he's bobbling around. He's getting too comfortable with that head movement, so we got to give him something to worry about. And the more he's worried about the head kick, that's going to open up the body kick. So you see right there, the body shots. Now he's blocking low. Does catch us with a beautiful spinning wheel kick. I don't mind if he's tones in. It's okay. That is Anderson Silva's sim play, man. I don't mind. But like I said, me getting rocked doesn't mean anything. I can still get a rock in this round. I can get a drop. I'm not worried. I got 3 more rounds to work. That was a good rock from my opponent. Look at that. He whiffs. Head kick count. KO. Just like that, one big mistake against high-level opponents like me and others, it's night-night. Now, these next gameplays, I'm going to be using Robert Whittaker. I really think he's truly an underrated pick. I know it's harder to go against like an Israel because of the reach, but for me, whenever I go against Izzy's or Pereira's, I like to use my Whittaker to, you know, just to get practice, because those are going to be the main picks at middleweight as far as the striking you will go against is Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira. You see how we're using, I believe we do have Feather Step, we have Reaper, Stinger, and Tiger. So, you know, our hooks, uppercuts, jabs, crosses, you know, and I really like mixing up jabs and crosses to the head and to the body. So Stinger is just going to help us do more damage to the body when mixing it up. Got to use our oblique kicks as well. And then our flow state's Reaper. So once we are in that flow state, whenever we do get it, you know, body kicks, head kicks, leg kicks, all that stuff will do significantly more damage. But this guy's trying to play patient, trying to draw me in. So that's why I'm blitzing in and out with these moving forward strikes. Just trying to land more volume. And I'm tagging up his body as much as I can. And even though he might do some good head damage, it's okay. I'm not really too concerned. Because if he's punching himself out, that less damage he's going to do over time. Like later in the fight. And something I've been practicing too, guys, is just having that patience. And, you know, even more patience. Because you might say I'm already really patient. But even going further. Because some fighters are honestly in this game, or some players, they're just going to try to make it boring on purpose to make you sloppy. And you just got to recognize those type of players instantly. So this guy got more comfortable with like throwing a combo, standing there, and then throwing another combo trying to take my turn. And we could use that against him just by going in and out the pocket. So, you know, the footsies is just going to constantly make him throw and make him whiff. Took some risks right there, but we did land 2 nice body kicks off our Reaper flow state. So that's why I did a good amount of damage. But for the most part, just taking my time. You know, we did cut him. See, I think you see right here we got our nose broke, but I'm not really too concerned. Again, this is only round 1. This guy's playing this match. Look at that. We rock him with a head kick right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Nice body kick, body cross. So using some feints as well just to see how he's going to react to body kicks and me throwing up top. Just to see if we can actually get a good reaction out of him to actually use it against him. You see, he keeps whiffing, so we're going in and out, just making him pop these big combinations. If he has to pop a big combination like this every time we get close to him, he's going to gas out very, very fast. Now look at the stamina lead we do have on this Israel Adesanya. But this is a trick to kickboxing. You got to use the footwork. You got to use the footsies being in and out. You got to use the proper picks, of course. You know, I don't want you guys using Sean Strickland trying to kickbox and be on the outside. That's just not how you should really be using him. And we're also kicking his legs since he wants to play, you know, off the back foot. So you see, that's how we're blitzing in. Then once we get our head movement counters, I like to go to the body. So that's why we have that stamina lead. So if somebody is just running on the outside, not engaging much, you know, you could go in with your 1-2s and your longer strikes, your longer kicks, like your long body kicks with the lead leg, or just start chopping their leg. I mean, like, look at this Israel Adesanya's leg. See, we get a nice head movement counter off the, I think he threw a cross right there, and then we went down to the body. So just because we counter him up top does not mean we stop. You know, sometimes we end it with a nice body straight or a body hook. If he's not countering it and he keeps giving it up, we'll keep taking it. So we're still working that body, blitzing in. See, look at that. We're having our guard down because our footwork is faster with our guard down. And also trust my distance very much. So look at that. Beautiful uppercut by Robert Whittaker. I do love his uppercuts, though. We do whiff right there. Look at that. We slip straight. Beautiful work right here. Another one to the body. We're just taking advantage, trying to get some good body damage off. Look at that. We do drop him. And it's all because of that Reaper flow state. If he was smart, he would smother me and pressure box me when I'm in my flow state. And jeez. Robert Whittaker is definitely potent in this game. This one is going to be more of a patient game. You know, once some of your opponents notice that, oh my god, this guy is outskilling me and this player is probably better than me. You might think, what are they going to do? Are they going to adjust? Are they going to do different things? Try new things? No, some shut down and will just not engage on purpose to frustrate you and to just make the game boring or to coast to a decision. And that is something I have to practice with too, you know, because these players can be very annoying. You know, like in the beginning of the fight, we're doing pretty good as far as in like we're just both trying to implement our game plans and strategies. But you will see as like the fight goes on, the more success I have, the less engagement I get from my opponent. And it's almost forcing me to make the fight happen. But one thing is just keep track of the rounds. So every time I'm in between rounds, I usually don't skip. If it's close, I will check to make sure if I outlanded my opponent. So if you know you're up like 3 rounds and someone just starts playing like weird and they're just not doing much, you know you could just kind of tap them up from the outside and just go for a decision. Especially if this is ranked. You know, if it's ranked, I highly recommend to do that. Of course. But for me, even in quick match, I'll still do it. You don't know why? It's repetition. So the more patience you do build, it'll carry over into ranked. Because if you just rush people in quick match or rush your friends, more than likely you'll end up doing something like that in ranked. So if you're playing the same way at all times, it's really going to be hard to do that. Unless somebody really annoys you. See, we keep punishing his body every time he's missing. So you see how he misses a few strikes, his short-term stamina is missing. That's where we go for kicks, punches, and just small shots to the body. Whatever I can really land, depending on my range. And it takes his long-term stamina down permanently. Look at that. You see how just a small piece just dropped right there? Because we landed those clean body shots while he was missing a bunch of stamina. Now that's a key thing you have to pay attention to is your short-term stamina. If you do open up, just be mindful of getting your body hit while missing short-term. Because that is a big thing I see people doing on UFC 6. Is they basically will throw big combinations, not protect the body, and before you know it, like 6 to 8 body kicks, you know, you're losing a quarter or more of your stamina in round 1, and it becomes harder. The reason why stamina is so important, guys, they correlate with each other. So the more stamina I have compared to my opponent, the more damage I output. So basically, he's going to output less damage, and he's also going to take more damage. So this is why the stamina battle is such an important one. Because if you start losing that very early, what ends up happening is you're getting hit very hard from your opponent, and you're dealing less damage. So that combination makes it very difficult to deal with. Now, when that stamina update comes out, I'm not going to lie, 90% of y'all cooked. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. There's so many people that I play against that their defensive mechanics are so ass that, you know, stamina being kind of, you know, forgiving or very forgiving allows them to overextend. So they might throw a 4-piece and completely whiff most of it, right? But then they'll throw like another 3-piece and then it stops you from punishing them. But I don't mind people doing that in the first round, but they should get significantly gassed if they have some Max Holloway pace with people with bad cardio. Even if you are Max Holloway, I mean, Max Holloway IRL got gassed in the Dustin Poirier fight where he tried to, you can even go and watch it yourselves. The most recent one, it's in round 2. He throws a big, like, I think, what was it, like a 10 to 15 piece. And he tries to get Dustin out of there. He gets gassed. He can't move. Dustin lands right hand, drops Max Holloway. Max Holloway experiences that. He should experience that in the game as well. So as long as you're punishing the body, making them miss, your opponent should be getting tired. If I'm making you miss 3 out of 4 over and over and hitting your body, you should be getting gassed immediately. But we are still tagging up our opponent, and we're just landing more volume overall. So I know I'm in very good control of this fight. Even in round 2, we're landing like great amount of body work. So like I said, I'm thinking like, man, how's this Silva going to be looking in rounds 3, 4, and 5. This man's thinking about finishing me, and our mindsets are in 2 completely different places. That's why I love making videos like this, breaking down these fights, so you guys could understand at a higher level what you guys might be doing wrong or what you can improve on. Even if you are at Division 20, it doesn't really matter. we can always improve somewhere. And especially division, let's say 17 to 20, usually it's very small things that you guys need to work on to take yourselves to the next level. You know, it's obviously like we know pretty much everything in the game at that point. You know, maybe not the division 17 to 19. Maybe they'll struggle with the grappling or striking or something, right? But division 20s pretty much have a basic understanding of all the mechanics in the game. It's just about when and how to use them. And sometimes we can use certain things too much. Sometimes it's volume. Sometimes it's forcing a counter. Things like that, especially if we're winning the round. I think that's where people get caught up a lot, where they're just worried about their flow in the round and worrying about a finish. Like they'll land like a nice 3-piece, a counter, and then they just start acting like they got 10 seconds left in the 5th round. And it ends up getting them countered, or they burn too much stamina. You know, I've seen those mistakes happen so much at the lower divisions. We are going to be moving on to the 3rd round. Now we're still going to be patient with it. Look at that nice slip counter. Starting off the round with a beautiful rock off of a counter. And body work as well. So we're already in major control of the round. And like I said, that's why I said even I need more practice with patience. This fight is a little bit older. I think it's from a couple days ago, before I started practicing more of my patience and, you know, just the technical skills in the game in general. Look at that. We actually drop him. Let's go for the finish right here in the belly. Yeah, the ground and pound is very weak in this game, so you have to do multiple jumps just to get somebody out of there if you're lucky enough. Sometimes if they're good moving their head, it is very annoying to get people going. Do whiff right there, that's fine. Nice kick to the body. It's not really punishing that, so that's why we kept landing it. Right to the body again. We just keep digging to the body as much as we can. You know, he's looking for a big duck counter. I didn't really want to throw a head kick and risk it. So we're going to let his flow state drain out. Drop him again. Yeah, there's like no way he could really win this round. He would have to drop me multiple times. Even so, might still lose the round because it's not landing too much. And you see, we'll start to get more aggressive as this round progresses as well. You know, trying to get that finish. Like I said, it's something I even need to practice on further. Even though I might look hella patient to you guys, you can always be more patient and smarter in the game. So it's always recognizing the smaller things in your game that might not be working as well. And it'll get you a whole lot better in this game. There we go, just taking our time. And I'm also starting to notice that I don't think he wants to engage as much. It could be him trying to survive to the very next round. Not too sure. Or he's just trying to make us come forward and throw a whole bunch. It really depends. I don't really know what's going through his mind at this point in time. See, he's not even trying to move forward much at all. Yeah, and this is what I mean. There's some fighters that will literally shut down like this. And to me, it's weird because, you know, what if he stuck to his game plan and got a knockout, you know? You just never know if you just give up on yourself. Especially out of frustration. I mean, it's not like I was doing anything cheesy to this guy in any regard at all. You know, we were just using our footwork. We're using our fighter pick better than him. It's simple as that. We used our attributes and our strengths better than this guy uses Silva. A nice sharp 1-2. And we still kicking that body, still investing. Hey, see, he's not really trying to engage on us. We dropped him multiple times, so yeah, we'll just let him let him stand there, I guess. Okay, let's see what he is going to do. Mainly just trying to see his adjustments. I mean, he hasn't really changed much round by round. And if you guys do have really great first rounders against people, sometimes really high level players, they will adjust. So never stick to the same game plan. Also in round 1, you should not show off all of your tool set, like all your cool combos and counters. You can counter them, but just don't show everything you got so fast. That's a mistake I see players make time and time again. Because right now, this guy hasn't even seen me be really aggressive and really have most of the combos I like to throw. It's very basic kickboxing I'm sticking to because it's working. You know, if I was losing the fight, I would probably have to be more aggressive and, you know, work the combinations and do different things, but it doesn't really matter because I'm still in control of this fight. We're winning 3 rounds to zip. Especially if we're landing good quality shots in round 4, he's basically just gonna need a finish, you know. So, because I doubt he's really gonna look at this, and he gets rocked immediately. So he's already lost control of this round. He got dropped. We're gonna right up to the stack guard. If you guys are wondering how I did that, when you jump on somebody that has like in the full guard and their short-term stamina is about 10 to 15% lower, hold L1, R1, and flick up, and then you'll just rise right up in the stack guard. So that's a good way if somebody gets dropped like that with low stamina on full guard, you can just stack guard. Yeah, we do get countered because I was trying to run in with that body kick. I was hoping to drop him right there. Trying to set up some of these kicks with some punches. I mean, like, look at the body health. It is destroyed. Also, gotta be careful with counters as well. Especially he's in his flow state, so you just gotta be careful. I actually tried pulling back, but I think since I was circling a little bit, it slipped. I think we block countered him right there, drop him on the floor. It's not gonna open up too much. I don't want to give this Anderson Silva a counter while he's in his flow state. See, look at that. We feint to the body, make him open up. It's gonna be hard for him to do much of anything because of his stamina being so low from our body investment. And we've been doing this entire fight with body kicks, you know, body crosses, hooks, all that. I'm gonna try to ground them and pound them, and we actually got him gone. I really hope you guys learned a thing or two from this video as far as in kickboxing on the game. Catch you guys in the next video.